After a dull NHL Trade Deadline day, we still get to enjoy the actual hockey itself as the Edmonton Oilers host the Carolina Hurricanes. We get to see the new faces that have poured over from Chicago to join this lineup, and we get to see the Oilers begin a stretch over the next few games that sees them play some of the best teams in the NHL. You are watching Pregaming. I am not Bordzy, but it's still called Pregaming with Bordzy. I am Michael Menzies, and pleased to be joined tonight by Sean Pangs in studio. It's always nice to meet someone for the first time.
Very nice to meet Mr. Menzies. I've heard such great things about Menzies. Such an honor, and almost a higher honor to be in the same room as the laptop itself. The laptop that I've heard so much, and I can confirm it is bigger.
Yes, it's the BBL does strike somebody in person. Of course, Pregaming is a presentation brought to you by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Wow. A lot of people in the chat, and we'll get to your comments right away. But we've been here several hours, Pangs, anticipating excitement. Not a whole lot of excitement today. There were some lean moments with Deadline, and nevertheless, we are still here. We get a game day on top of Deadline. It's a big night.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not like it used to be. Like I'd say, like even like 15 years ago, where there'd be blockbuster trade after blockbuster trade. But it seems like, hey, like especially the Oilers, they got the business done a couple days before, and that kind of seems to be the trend. But yeah, I saw a post. It was like trade deadline day, but like dead trade something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Not much going on today.
Yeah, bolded and underlined under dead. We got, of course, Brett Holt here producing the show this evening. As always, what'd you think today? What's the vibes? What's going on?
Crazy day today. Is the audio low?
No, the monitor. We can't see ourselves here on the monitor.
I cannot.
Is that true?
Yeah, we're getting by just fine though. We're getting by just fine.
Okay, people are saying there's some people saying the audio's off. Some people aren't. So let me know in the chat. No,
the audio
today
might be off because Bordzy is usually screaming out. Love
that's
the guy.
true.
I take his host chair and then criticize him. I can't do that. So that's good. We'll get it sorted, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, but making a swap today between you and Menzies.
Well, so
Bordzy.
Here's the thing. It was a quiet deadline day. We were forewarned, and we'll get into the trade ads that the Oilers made and all of that good stuff. But there was one that leaked in. You know, they say that the trade calls, as long as they're in at 1 o'clock, they trickle in after. Well, there was one that, trickled in really, really late here. And it's actually bad news if you enjoy Bordzy here in the show, because we have a trade. we have one more trade to announce, and Bordzy is no more here in the Edmonton office. He has been dealt to the Toronto office. Leafs Nation has acquired Aaron Bordado. Now, we are not empty-handed out of this deal. We get an HP LaserJet 0122N. I hear those are the good printers that you want. Now, it's a package deal. It's a 3-for-1. Now, we also got a Swingline 747 stapler.
Nice.
Now, those are top-of-the-line staplers. Yeah, those aren't just your plain Jane staplers. Those are the good ones there. And one more, and we're not sure how it will come out, but Bic pens. But these pens are to be named later. So we don't really know exactly where we stand with that. And we may be joined even a little bit later on tonight by one Aaron Bordado from Toronto. So thoughts on the trade?
Hopefully we didn't have to retain at all. Can we confirm?
Yeah,
Did we have to
I don't think there's any retention here.
No retention.
Yeah.
The HP, you can't go wrong with an HP. I mean, that's a classic printer.
Yeah.
The Swingline stapler, I'm not a stapler connoisseur, but I trust Menzies' word on that. And I hope with that Bic pen, I'm a ballpoint kind of guy. So if it is a ballpoint pen, I think this trade checks out.
I think there's major quantity to the pens. That's what I've heard. Now that's still being negotiated behind the scenes here. I did used to sell stationary equipment, office equipment. My dad, no, this is true.
Okay.
My dad owns a computer and stationery store in Vermilion. Free plug, Techno Computers and Stationery. And I worked for him for many a time. And people would come in to the shop all the time and complain about the price of printer ink.
Okay.
Printer ink. Have you bought much printer ink in your life, Banks?
No, because I can't afford it.
That's just it.
Dude, printer ink is so expensive, and you can never put it in the freaking printer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
like jamming shit. All of a sudden, you break something. Now you have to buy a new printer. It sucks.
It is, I think, the most expensive liquid on Earth.
Why is it so expensive?
I don't know. It wasn't like we were making a killing on this ink. We were, making a buck or two on the HP 61 XL Blacks, but nevertheless, so there you go. We'll hear from Bordzy, I think, a little bit later on. But let's check in here with the chat. Many people joining us here tonight. We appreciate it, and we know that this is not the usual lineup, but I think we'll do okay. We'll service the game pretty well. Let's get to... Oh, man, I just stopped on a comment that I actually don't want to read. Vasily put goals in. I like this one, though. I'm actually pretty happy with the way this lineup looks now. Nurse on third paired. Top six is very good. Bottom six actually makes more sense and should have identity. PK looking tight. Dry Oily. Where is Bordzy? He should be live from Toronto. The thing is, they had dinner plans.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, dinner plans.
In the six.
Yeah.
Maybe with Drake, perhaps.
Hey, who knows? There's many heavy hitters, and if you can't take Drake, Jeff Merrick will do just fine.
Yeah, he's also been live like all day. So let's cut the guy a little slack.
Yeah, absolutely. We can step in and pass. Some people call me a beautiful individual.
Yes.
Man, my self-esteem is going to be through the roof here. All this air in my tires. Unbelievable. Robert C. says, Men's and Pangs, best of the guests.
Ooh.
I kind of like that title, best of the guests.
I like that.
There you go. So, yeah, lots coming in. And then the trade, they're not fans of this deal. They're not fans of the Bordado deal. Where were you on March 6, 2026 when you heard the Bordzy was shipped out?
Listen, here's the thing that they just don't understand is that in the office, this is a big deal because we need these things in the office. And listen, I understand from the outside, it doesn't look like we got great value. I get it.
Look again. Let's really peek here.
But we got a need. We got a need here. It's exactly what needs to happen.
It's not about chasing the big names necessarily. It's about chasing a fit.
True.
And that's what we've heard from Oilers general manager here, Stan Bowman, over the last few days about, okay, there's the sexy players. You can go and chase the big scores, this or that. But the Oilers get all their deadline work done this week. Nothing today. Thought maybe McMahon.
Yeah.
There was even a rumor that they were, quote unquote, sniffing around the goaltender market, which is quite the creative phrasing for Mark Spector. All the deals were done in the lead up before today, and we were warned by Bowman. So the Oilers tonight, we will get to see for the first time the likes of Conor Murphy, Jason Dickinson, and Colton Dach. Here we go. I mean, they're split up over kind of two separate trades, but I kind of see them as one trade overall. Yeah. It's the same team. Yeah. We'll go to Murphy first, just because you haven't had a chance to share your opinion on it. But what do you think, Murphy, 50% retained?
You know what? The Murphy deal, I really like it. I've been high on Conor Murphy for a couple of years now. Just a big right-handed shot, and he's just a defensive specialist, clears the net, and he said, hey, my role, what I'm really good at is just defending, and the Oilers, that stat of the last 10 games, they've scored the most goals, but also allowed the most goals. Yeah. And they need a guy like that on the right side. Second pairing, only a second. I think he's kind of what the doctor ordered on the blue line there for them.
Yeah, I think, a lot of people coming out of Monday when this deal went down had a lot of good vibes about it. Yep. You know what? 50% retained. The cost isn't huge. A second-round pick for what this team's trying to do. Yeah. They're not going to be crying about the cost of this one. There would maybe be a bit more split opinion, although I think still overall very positive for what came out Wednesday night, and that was adding Jason Dickinson and Colton Dach to the Edmonton Oilers. Mangiapane goes back the other way. A first-round pick goes back the other way. Might be a little sticker shock for the price, but what did you think about the players and just the overall deal?
I saw online, and a lot of people were like, well, it's Bowman's fault. He signed Mangiapane, and I think back to when that deal for Mangiapane was initially signed. I didn't mind it because, he's a good player and he was highly coveted by other people. It just didn't work out. So a lot of people are saying a first is too much to get rid of Mangiapane to Chicago. But I think you got to give Stan Bowman credit, and he's not going to – he calls a spade a spade. He said, hey, that deal didn't work out. Let's get him out of here. So the first for Jason Dickinson, again – I was really high on Jason Dickinson a couple years ago. He's a heavy player. He plays heavy. In his interview that he mentioned just today, he's like, I like frustrating the heck out of the opposition. I like shutting the opposition down. And we saw that he plays mostly against elite players. I looked up the top 4 players that he played against at 5-on-5 this season was Kyle Connor, Mark Scheifele, Sidney Crosby, and Rickard Rakell. And in 95 minutes, at 5-on-5, they only scored 2 goals against him, and his line scored 1. So for the most part, he's shutting down teams. I like that Dickinson deal. And Colton Dach, 189 hits, top 10 in the league. You can't go wrong with that either.
Yeah, a handful more hits. I think 6 more hits than Colson has this year. So he's the clubhouse leader in that department. Dickinson's not the flashiest of names. Mm-hmm. And, I didn't know because I'm not as I guess I don't keep up with analytics maybe as much as I should. I sort of reference them as I need to in the lead up to specific moments. And, I've heated and hawed about this deal. I think that the longer time has gone along, I like it. I like that the fits that they are trying to provide, as they allude to, they can score goals. Mm-hmm. We know that this roster can score goals. Can they stop the opposition from scoring? Now, that's going to take a team effort, but I think of, for Murphy, for example, you watch the Ottawa game, the 4-2 goal against, where it's chaos in front of the net. There are 4 Oilers. Lars Eller's there. Eller wins that battle, kicks the puck out, and Amadio scores. And this is just kind of a signal of some of the leakiness that this team has had, where they just can't seem to, particularly in front of the net, be able to win the battles that they need to protect that area. And then there's a goal that goes in. So, I'll be curious. Obviously, we get to see all these players tonight. Mm-hmm. That's exciting. But, again, they're not the biggest names, but names that I think, to your point, they serve a specific role and purpose.
100%. And that clip that you guys just showed and that you're talking about, that's where I've done a deep dive on Murphy. That specific scenario is where he excels at. And you kind of think, you're like, play defense, have attention to detail. Like, you just think it's basic stuff. But with this Oilers team who thinks offense, sometimes that defensive part slips their mind. Conor Murphy thinks defense. I think he's going to help them a lot.
Yeah, he's going to be paired with Jake Wallman tonight. We'll see that later on with the Oilers lineup. It's funny you mentioned that clip about Dickinson, because that was the clip that we pulled out, and we'll play it for you now. Jason Dickinson talking to the local media today for the first time since being acquired, and really harping in on the type of game he likes to play and what his favorite aspect of playing the game is.
My favorite thing about doing what I do is seeing the frustration, seeing the the will to win come out of guys during the game. You know, it's a battle, it's a fight the entire time, and seeing the frustration build is a win for me, and I love seeing that, because at the same time it usually creates offense later in the game. It might not happen right away, and it might be a 50-50 game for the first period, the second period, but then it's the longevity to stay with it for the third period, where I'm absolutely grinding them down, and they just don't want to do it anymore.
As some people have pointed out, the Oilers haven't had a third-line center, this kind of classic mold of a third-line center, in a long time. Mm-hmm. You know, your traditional shutdown, he's going to play hard minutes and match up against the Connors, the Scheifeleys, the Crosbys of the world. That seems to be Dickinson's bread and butter. You know, I know you pay attention to kind of the matchup side of things, and Nomlock said that, look, this team might look to match lines a little bit more and get into that kind of tactical side of the game. Just curious what you think of kind of those comments paired in with what Dickinson can kind of do.
I like what he's saying. And he thrives on frustrating the opposition. I honestly can't remember the last time the Oilers had someone in that 3C spot that mentioned that. Like, I want to shut people down. And I think about like Bowman's teams when he won like the Stanley Cup winning teams with Chicago. Mm-hmm. They had that shut down bottom six, and I think with Dickinson, I like he's missing his chiclets there. That's amazing.
Yeah, right?
It looks amazing. I think like moving forward in the playoffs, if you put a Dickinson line with a Trent Frederick and Vasily Podkolzin, you have a big line that can hurt you, be physical, and if things are going right, scoring you too.
I know you like that quote a lot.
Oh, Aaron Davies said it in the chat. Dog. I just love a good dog on the team. And I love guys who are specialized and know what they do. And Jason Dickinson knows what he does and loves doing it. I always mention my ball hockey games. Listen, I'm not Cale Makar. I look like Cale Makar.
I haven't seen the tape yet. So
I look a lot like Cale Makar. I'm in shape like Cale, but I'm just not that guy on the floor. But I'm a specialized defensive defenseman and take pride in the bruises that I get from that orange ball at 9 p.m. at the South Soccer Center. I love it, and I love guys who do the same thing. We've seen it a lot on social media recently since the trade, even including on Connor McDavid. So it's not like he shies away from the best players in the world, literally. I'm so excited. Just a freaking dog. I'm excited.
There you go. Cup year. Yeah, there we go. We haven't had a cup year yet, so it felt like it was a good time.
Boys, we got to let loose here. We're a little tight in this room.
I know. We're trying to... we have a bit of malaise. Like I said, we've been in the office for several hours today, and it was a lot of sitting around and waiting, so I feel like we need to get into the real pre-gaming mood. I might be a little stiff in the host chair, but I'm sure we'll be loosened up by After Dark. That's why I got the BBL in front of me here. Now, I before we put a bow, just to close out the conversation on Dickinson, I thought this was an interesting quote by Jeff Blashill, the head coach of the Blackhawks. He said, quote, Dickinson is a great human, really even-keeled, got a great head on his shoulders, very self-accountable, looks in the mirror every day and wants to better himself. He's been a really good piece for us.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you not like that? I get it. He's going to pump the tires, and they're trying to trade the guy. That was before he got dealt. But still, I mean, I've had a bit more clout in who these guys are, having heard them talk. Murphy the same way. Even Doc spoke today. Like, let's go.
And one thing that stands out to me, too, is just even Connor Bedard's reaction in his interviews when, like, how bummed he was when Jason Dickinson was traded, and he's like, he's a big brother to me. So by all accounts, like, he's a good player on the ice, and it just seems like he has really good character off the ice too.
He was upset about Docker too.
Oh yeah,
he was sitting there. He said during the during the Olympic break, I believe it was. He said that him and Colton Dach were sitting there, and wherever they went on vacation, he said that they were going to come back there when they won the Stanley Cup. Like, they were best friends. So Yeah, those are important guys in the locker room, especially to a guy who's going to be their future leader as well.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Bernstein once says, Cup year!
Cup, yeah!
There we go. Let's get another one in there. We know the new acquisitions are playing tonight, and that'll come in a little bit more. Just generally around the league today, I mean, Nazem Kadri moved an hour past the deadline. Bobby McMahon ended up getting traded, and the Oilers were kind of linked to him. There was some chatter, perhaps, that the Oilers, hey, they may look toward a goalie. Any thoughts out of today, specifically what did and didn't happen out there?
Yeah, I mean, the Kadri trade, I can't remember what they gave up. I know they gave up a lot to get Kadri. And Kadri, he's kind of a dog too, right? And he won a cup with the Avalanche. The Avalanche, they got better. The Justin Falk trade for what I believe was the Detroit Red Wings, what they gave up, I think it was like a first, a third, a prospect in Justin Hall. For that, I kind of think I'm like, wow, the Oilers did actually pretty good for the amount that they gave up. And then you mentioned like the Oilers, the goaltending, and that was something I was really paying attention to today. I didn't think it was going to happen, but it was really interesting that Kevin Weeks said, a bunch of goalies are hot, and he mentioned Ingram. I was like, what? Very interesting, but nothing really happened.
What do you think about that? Like, he just kind of slipped that in, the Ingram.
Yeah, and then TSN had Pickard as the backup for tonight's game, too. So
I didn't know that.
Now, was that AI? There's some AI chatter today from some of the big boys that got sniffed out.
Ooh.
AI isn't exactly what we all think it is, all right? That was crazy. That video that TSN had of their old people, it was like them from 10 years ago or older, 20 years. It was strange. But it was AI.
Okay.
With them standing next to each other. It was weird.
I didn't watch any of it because I was watching Daily Face-Off's Trade Deadline program.
Right. Yeah. You're damn right. No, I think as the trades continue to roll along here, especially earlier on this week, you realize that maybe it wasn't that buyer's market that we initially thought it was going to be. It is, in fact, that seller's market. And I think as, again, the trades came in even after the Dickinson Dach trade, you kind of sat there and went, oh, okay, this was market value. Yep. And again, you're shedding the contract of Mangiapane. That's going to come with a price. Yep. You're also getting a guy who is a leader with retention, and you're also getting a guy who was a second-round pick, early third-round pick in Colton Dach.
Late second,
and was excited to be a part of that young core moving forward. So, yeah, I think as the market moved, you sat there and went, okay, it wasn't that bad. It could have been a second for McCarron.
Well, the prices were really high in the last couple of days, but then right before the deadline, it seemed that they dropped. Right?
That's true. Yeah, I think they panic moved right at the end.
And I think Brad Treliving and maybe Bordzy, now being a member of Leafs Nation, as we alluded to before, could tell us a bit more. But McMahon for a second and a fourth, and then Lawton, who they traded a first plus for a third-round pick to the LA Kings. I mean, I look at it, I was soft on Bobby McMahon. I thought he would have been a tremendous Oiler. Yeah. Maybe still can be signed in the summertime, but we saw those prices seem to drop right as gut check time at the end. So
I mean, for what he went to Seattle for, I really do wish the Oilers could have got him for that. But yeah, like you said, the prices did drop, and bad asset management by those Toronto Maple Leafs there, I gotta say.
Yeah, good call. I was gonna make a Bowman joke on asset management, but we're feeling good here. We're trying to feel good. Now,
that's an after dark joke.
Yeah, that's an after. Yeah. The tone changes. There were questions about the type of paper that is on the back of the BBL, and I don't know. It's vellum. It's nice thick card paper. You know what I mean? With a nice glossy vellum. Is
nice, very nice.
No, it's a regular sheet of paper. Let's read a liner. I feel like we should hit it up over at Wilhauk Beef Jerky. This is for the need-to-know information. Only the finest tasting meat products are in the Wilhauk name, made from 100% Alberta beef. Wilhauk is aged, seasoned, smoked, and marinated to savory perfection. They gladly fill orders of any size. Find their jerky, sausage, and other products out of their Leduc location or online. More info, WilhaukBeefJerky.com. And I feel like, there's been a lot of deadline talk today, and I'm sure we'll loop back there. But we touch on it. We're excited to see the Oilers' new acquisitions and where they fit into the projected lineup tonight. And so let's take a look at where they fall and kind of these combinations here, because it was elusive originally of where Conor Murphy might play, for example, who he might be paired with, and then also seeing where we might get Jason Dickinson. So while Dickinson, he's in the third C slot with Kapanen and Podkolzin on the right and left sides. And then conversely, it is Jake Wallman there with Murphy. Just what do you think there about those pairings, that these are going to be the guys that at least Knobloch starts with?
Yeah, you betcha. I'll touch on that second pairing there with Jake Wallman and Conor Murphy. I mean, I got to own up to it because it's on the internet, but I wrote an article. I'm like,
here we go.
Where does Conor Murphy, who should he start with? I actually said he should probably start with Darnell Nurse. And the reason why I said that, I was like, hey, you know what? Darnell Nurse had a bad road trip coming out of the Olympic break, but I like that he owned up to it. And I said, hey, he makes a lot of money, and if you're going to go on a lengthy playoff run, you got to see what he can do with a solid defensive defenseman, and what we call the Darnell Nurse whisperer, and we've seen it in instances with like Ethan Bear, Troy Stetcher, and I wanted to see initially if Conor Murphy could be that guy. But hey, I don't mind him with Jake Wallman. Jake Wallman's kind of struggled a little bit as well. Maybe he could bring the best out of him there.
Yeah, you make a good point there with Nurse, because it has been frustrating to see. Obviously, the road trip last weekend was a tough one. And you were on After Dark there after the Sharks game, where that was kind of all blowing up with the hot quotes and everything else. He kind of owns it. I think he was better there on Tuesday night. But I think Knobloch, and he said as much, he's not really sure it's going to move around with Murphy. But doesn't it feel like, okay, Ekholm and Bouchard are probably going to stay together, and then we'll just keep – where does Emerson play and where does Murphy play? You know what I mean? Do they just keep alternating?
I think so. I think they're going to keep changing that. We know Knobloch likes to change lines. And, yeah, I think Jake Wallman, he gets the first go-ahead there. And, again, I do feel, though, it's like to have 9.25 on the third pairing, that hurts. That hurts, and I think
big time.
There's nothing they could do about it, but I think eventually we're going to see that pairing of Nurse and Murphy to see what they got.
Well, you like the dog, the Dickinson dog that he is, Brett. What do you think of the wingers here? But Colson, the last couple of games, is slotted down in the third line. Kapanen will join them as well. Yeah,
no, I really like these lines. I actually genuinely, the first time that I saw somebody even mock these up, I sat there and went, oh, that's going to be a nice line. It's just a dogged line. Like, that's the best way to put it. It's like Kapanen, since he came back from that injury the first time, he just has been a dog, always moving his feet, always hitting whatever he can see. He has played very well since his return. Vasily Podkolzin, another guy who's always moving his feet. Puck is on and off his stick, getting the puck to open areas, winning important puck battles. And for them to be centered by a defensively responsible guy in Jason Dickinson, I think is a great mesh with all three of those together. I'm really excited to see how these three play together.
That really looks like a checking line when you look at it. You know what I mean? Especially because Kapanen plays more physical in the playoffs. Remember that first game of the postseason he ran two guys over on the first shift and getting everybody energized. Obviously, put Colson, 13th in the league in hits. A lot of fun to see. So I'm curious because, we haven't touched on much with this Carolina group, but dang nabbit, they're a good hockey team.
Yeah.
they're a good
really
hockey
are.
team. They've been playing well. However, the Oilers, back on November 15th, long time ago, they beat the Hurricanes in overtime, a Leon Draisaitl winner. Now, you remember that was part of that monster road trip where wins were elusive, yet they beat, of course, the hardest team on the trip, Carolina. So,
And Menzies bang on with that. They're a darn good hockey team. I'm taking a look at their lineup, and over the last 10 games, they have 6 players with 7 or more points. They're deep, and their depth is incredible. So the Oilers are kind of in a tough one tonight.
yeah, just a couple of comments reference. And Buff Snelda, just a nurse. Nurse tries to be everything everywhere all at once. Oscar winner, and is then not where he's supposed to be. When Nurse focuses on his own role in this game, he plays better, at least makes less mistakes. I think that's a good point. I think sometimes Nurse tries to justify his contract at every shift. You know what I mean? And that causes him to buzz around seemingly without direction in his own zone. So we'll see if the minutes can be pressed down for Darnell and whether that'll have an impact. The Paul Coffey effect. We wait. We're
still waiting.
Yeah,
we're still waiting.
We're hopeful. We'll like to see the Coffey effect tonight. And then we had. I can't read these little. You'd think for such a big laptop, I'd be able to read these. Yeah, I know. What are these strange markings here? Avi Hoffman says Oilers better come out ready to play for 60 minutes tonight. So agreed there. The Hurricanes, not to just belabor the point, I mean, in their last 20 hockey games, they are 15-2-3.
Goodness gracious.
15-2-3 in their last 20. Is that good? Is that good? Yeah.
Pretty good.
They're first in the Eastern Conference. Okay, I guess that's good. However, on this road trip, it hasn't been so sharp. They started with a loss in Seattle, and then they beat the Canucks 6-4, but the Canucks were coming back in that game. It was a 5-2 game. It was a 1-goal game late before an empty netter, and Oilers sealed up a hat trick. So if there's anything, maybe on this road trip, Carolina hasn't quite been on their game yet.
Ugh.
And can the Oilers be, taking advantage of that, I guess, tonight? We'll see.
I really hope not. And they're one of the teams that I don't think they made a deadline deal, did they?
Nic Deslauriers.
Nic
Deslauriers.
Yes, but that was it.
Isn't he couldn't he beat you up? He's a big tough guy?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. So they added some sandpaper to the lineup. And again, just taking a look at their depth, I mentioned 6 players with 7 or more points over the last 10 games, and that doesn't even include someone like Logan Stankoven, who hasn't even really woke up. So they are a deep team.
Mm-hmm.
Scary.
They were kind of one of my losers today, only to say that they have $9 million in cap space. They have all their picks. They're first in the East. Come on. You know what I mean? I get that in their market, they probably don't have as much pressure to win as other markets. But I thought it was surprising. I thought they should be a team that McMahon or Thomas or Trocheck or one of these guys, you put that forward in their lineup, whew.
Or even upgrading their goaltending, being in the mixer like Sergei Bobrovsky or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of a mix.
An interesting one there. More Canes Nation talk in a moment. No, we've got the standings watch to look at. This has been a new addition to the show here as of late because the standings are bunching up in and around the Edmonton Oilers lately. And you talk about, look, Tuesday, they probably didn't play their best. They did the whole thing where they come right back. And those 2 points, huge 2 points in the context of what their schedule will be, and puts them back into the divisional space, which is where you want to be as we hopefully take a peek here at the standings, because no, we don't have the standings.
No.
Oh, we don't have the standings. We don't have the standings. I'll tell you the standings. I'll tell you the
Thank
standings
you.
because I believe the Oilers are a third in the division right now. So the Oilers are they're third in the Pacific. They're 3 points back of Anaheim, 4 back of Vegas, who are in the lead. So they have 68 points. Seattle is the second wild card team at 67 points. And then the playoff cutoff, San Jose is the best team on the outside looking in. But Sharks, Kings, and Predators all have 64 points, 4 back of the Oilers, 3 back of a general wild card spot. So just something to keep in mind here because, again, the Oilers stretch over the next little while. You're seeing some of the best teams in the National Hockey League.
Just kind of like my lower back when I'm sitting in front of a computer for a very long time. The standings are tight. I don't know. I just thought about that right now. But anyways, yeah, I got to type back sometimes. But that being said, yeah, the Oilers, it is the final stretch. You got 20 games left. You just added key defensive pieces. You added pieces that this team needs. And it's almost like, I don't know. I always try to tap into the mindset of the players. Like, they kind of played like shit. They played like shit on the road trip. And I wonder, leading up to the deadline, are they thinking, yeah, like they're going to make a trade and that's when we're going to turn it on? If the Oilers don't turn it on right away, they're I hate to say it, but they could potentially be out of a playoff spot fairly soon. I feel they should be able to ramp it up. They have a chance to be first in the division just because the division is so bad.
Well, and this is the perfect litmus test here. You're not just playing easy games in a schedule. You're going to see Vegas Sunday, hugely important divisional game. You're going to see the Colorado Avalanche, who the last time you played, blew your doors off 9-1 at home. Yeah. Yikes. And then you got Dallas, who the last time you played Dallas blew your doors off at home. So these are good measuring stick games for this group down the stretch. And, again, the standings are what they are. And you got to start not only putting points on the board, but getting to your game. So there you go. Tristan Jarry starts for the Edmonton Oilers tonight. And we alluded to the goaltending conversation here of Jarry, who we haven't seen since getting yanked in Anaheim. He's had time to simmer down, to get back to the basics, the essentials, and Jarry gets the call here tonight. This is an important game, I think, for Tristan Jarry.
Yeah, Tristan Jarry. Before the road trip started, I wrote on Oilersnation.com, who should they go with down the stretch? Should it be Tristan Jarry or Connor Ingram? And I said, you know what? Not a clear one. You win and you're in. Or whoever's playing better gets the net, and whoever just takes the reins, you go with them. Ingram on the road trip had a big win against LA, but then he kind of followed it up with .4848 and a .810, and letting in 4 goals the last 2 games. To me, Would you say that's taking the ball and running with it?
No, he didn't appear as calm as he is when he's on his game.
Exactly.
Right? And I think that's his indicator is, little movement and just square to pucks, reading and reacting very calmly. And I don't think we saw that. And the Oilers certainly up front didn't help him with that, with some of the turnovers. But Ingram was losing his angles there. I think of that 2-0 goal against Ottawa on the power play where, or 2-1, I suppose. Yep. He kind of loses his angle. So, nevertheless, it's Jarry tonight.
Yep.
Let's see a bounce back Jarry performance.
I think, well, I hope he does. I really hope he's the type that lets kind of motivation fuel him. Getting pulled against Anaheim when it's like 5-5. I'm not a netminder. I'm not a goaltender, but I can imagine in that situation as a starter, you don't feel too good about that, so I really hope that he uses that as fuel and motivation for tonight.
A comment coming in from Davin.
Yeah.
And I saw Jason Gregor talk about this too. Jarry apparently in practice not looking. Now, I've known this and again, I not at the NHL level, but certainly, working for a junior team, whatever. There's goalies that are not very good practice goalies.
Sure.
That are good game goalies. However, when you've got a guy who you've just seen struggle, who's still trying to find his game again, and it's not going well, let's see.
Let's ask you. I just want your perspective on that.
Sure.
Watching these junior goalies who aren't good practice goalies, what do you see in that doesn't make them not necessarily as good?
Well, I think it's at that level the focus, the mental focus, and certainly, there can be a tendency at that level where the drills aren't really designed for them. Yeah. They're at sand in the net and they're playing 5-on-0, or they're always seeing clean shots, so it doesn't simulate game action well. And if they're not on that day or is mentally focused, it could be a bad practice for them. You know what I mean? And so at times, if your goalie coach isn't out there all the time, which often, at that level, certainly a junior isn't, well, then you could get into the stretches. So I'd say that's the biggest thing. And there's so much between the years, goaltending.
Fair
You know
enough.
this. So
hopefully with Jarry, he's one of those ones that, he looks different in a game tonight.
yeah, we're hoping so. Let's get to the Oodle Noodle. Home team lineup, Oodle Noodle. Our stomachs are still full here at the office from the big Oodle Noodle order that we had earlier today. Download the app, earn loyalty rewards points, and take advantage of their many deals. I'm a special fried rice guy, but personally, that might be too simple for some people's taste. I don't know. It's a staple for me. I'm enjoying it, and that's kind of my go-to.
Ginger beef for me.
Oh, good call. Tokyo glaze with beef today for me.
Oh, yeah.
Multiple spring rolls and green onion cakes. Picking away all day.
Yeah. We still have some leftovers. I think some people didn't claim their Oodle Noodles, so I think you're in for a treat, although you brought us some healthy stuff.
I did. After I wasn't at the office all day, but I've been monitoring the videos, and there's been a lot of donuts, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to change the vibe a little bit, and I brought a veggie tray today.
It's okay. We didn't really get to eat the donuts because Waz ate most of them.
So there was a comment earlier about where did the donut meter go up for Waz, and I think we got to 3.5. Four. We got to 4.
He finished the last piece. Then,
And just again, they're just arriving, and he's reaching in with 2 hands.
He had 2 before 9:30.
I mean, come on, Waz.
Isn't that insane?
That's
People weren't even in the office yet.
no. I arrive and I'm bombarded with the news of Waz just double fisting Boston Creams. Let's get to that home lineup. Okay, so we saw it a little bit ago, but
Confirmed.
it is confirmed now, so that's excellent. So the top line stays the same. McDavid centers Nugent Hopkins and Hyman. Draisaitl with Roslovic and Savoy. This line.
yeah.
How do you not be enjoying this line and what they're able to create? Draisaitl, no big deal, 5-point night there on Tuesday.
Yeah, they've been absolutely on fire. They've probably been one of the best lines coming out of the Olympic break. I like it. Jack Roslovic, Matt Savoy, it seems like they have natural chemistry together. And then you put a pillar in the middle of Leon Draisaitl, one of the best in the world, and they're creating. And Matt Savoy, probably likely one of the hottest Oilers coming out of it. 6 points in the last 4 games. He's on fire, and yeah, I'm expecting big things from them tonight.
Roslovic might come up at our Menzies bankroll a little bit later on. Centering third line, as we touched about, Dickinson will center put Golzin and captain. Then the fourth line, so no Lazar. And we found out Lazar, not going to be a week, probably more a month.
What was
That Lazar, undisclosed injury for Curtis Lazar. So Henrique drops to center the fourth line, Frederick on the right, Dach on the left. Szymanski was sent down to the AHL today. Now, I believe, and Liam was telling me this, that if they didn't send him down today, there was no chance that Szymanski could play in AHL playoffs.
Oh.
So I think it was one of these type of maneuvers. Cool. He doesn't require waivers, so that's the nice thing. They have that flexibility. So anyways, we get to see Dach. 16 for Dickinson, 34 for Dach are the numbers, if you like that aspect. Defensively, Ekholm with Bouchard, Wallman with Murphy, Nurse with Emberson, and Murphy will wear number 5. And number 5s have been a real defenseman's number. I think there was a list here of, as I look at the time, I realize We're running long. The number 5s over the years have been plentiful. That I'm just pulling up the list.
I could think of like CCU's one of them.
Yeah. How many
Yeah.
can you name? How many can you name?
I want to say Semenov. Is that one?
Okay. Try. Yeah. Alexei Semenov.
Man.
Yep, Semenov.
Mark
Fane.
Well
Fane,
done. Yeah.
Great one. Ooh.
I want McGillis. No, that's it.
McGillicuddy.
That's
gonna start saying names.
I only got 3. Yeah.
Curtis McGillicuddy.
The one that I think of is always Ladislav Schmid.
Yeah, laddie. That's good.
Schmid.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
Schmid is the hometown hero.
How about
there.
double 5? Igor Ulanov.
Yeah.
Oh, the best.
Yeah.
I want that jersey. I want a
Yeah.
jersey.
And anyone with a Brad Warenka jersey at home from '94, you'll be. So Hicks, Playfair, Steve Smith, for one of the most famous ones.
Yeah.
Greg DeVries,
Oh, yeah.
Tom Pody.
Tom
Oh, my
Pody,
gosh,
Tom
okay.
Pody, Brett Hauer, who's he? And Mark Fraser in 2014 for it. Mark
Former
Fraser.
Toronto
good
Maple
one.
Leaf.
There's
there.
one more from 2019 that is a name.
From 2019.
His
and
initials
the-
are KG.
Kevin Gravel.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well
go.
done, you. Well done, you. Yeah. Oh, battle. It said post game Tenable. Sorry, we did it live. But good. That's people at Fane and Pody. So well done, you guys. Those are your number 5s. Our dog patch starting goaltenders. Now we have a dog patch night coming up. I believe it's next Friday because it's not only Friday game day tonight, but next Friday when the Oilers. That'll be the Blues, I believe, that Friday. Nation Night Out. So join us for that one. This will be a fun time. Nation Night Out in support of the Kaleo Collection. So good stuff. Join us. Dog patch Friday. Oilers action. How can you say no to that?
I can't wait for the dog patch meal.
Yeah.
Oh.
What are you going to get?
Ooh, that's too early. They had Dog Patch released their new baker's sandwich.
Ooh.
Oh, it's like 2 sausages. It looks
I'm sure you love it. No, sorry. Whoa.
Saucisse.
Whoa.
Hey-oh.
Did we finally get starting goaltenders for this game? The Hurricanes were holding out on us for how long about announcing a starter?
Yeah, till about 15 minutes ago, where they picked the guy that I didn't make the graphic for. So it's going to be Tristan Jarry and one Freddie Anderson.
It is Anderson tonight. Interesting, because Bussi's numbers have been insane.
Yeah.
25 3-1 record this year, Bussi, but they're
Wow.
yeah. This record is insane that he's been posting this year.
Well, it probably helps that you want to talk about records. Freddie Anderson is 18-3-3 against the Edmonton Oilers in his career with a .922 save percentage. Those numbers coming from Walt Ruff. From the Canes there. So, either way, I feel like you're kind of hooped.
Look, the Hurricanes don't allow many shots. Doesn't matter who's in goal. So there was just got to be better there. So, okay, it's GMC Truck Month this month, which is important with our new friends over at Derek Dodge. That means it's your opportunity to get a 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 Pro Graphite Crew Cab at 0% financing for a whole 72 months. In other words, that's 6 years. You're getting a 2-inch factory lift with off-road suspension, powerful 5.3-liter V8 engine, and a commanding presence that demands attention. Hurry in! Go see the Sierra 1500 Pro Graphite Crew Cab in person and take advantage of Truck Month before it ends. That's right, baby. Let's go. Truck Month. Here's the thing. We have a balanced lineup, I think, tonight with this Hurricanes squad. You mentioned it. I mean, the Carolina Hurricanes, they got things to worry about on each line that, do a variety of different things. Obviously, Sebastian Aho leads the way. He's their team leader in points. He's having another very similar season with 61 points. Svechnikov has rebounded a bit. down couple years here, but he's been crowning back up. Seth Jarvis, of course, Olympic silver medalist, unfortunately, but got the second line with Logan Stankoven and Taylor Hall. Remember Taylor Hall? Yeah, T. Hall. And Jackson Blake on the right. Blake having a career year. They I think it was a 4th-round pick the Hurricanes spent on him. Plays in college, comes out of college. He's been really good for them. Jordan Staal, he's been there for 1,000 years. He's still there, too, this season with Nikolai Ehlers. It's been a great pickup. Jordan Martinook on the right. And then kind of the maligned Jesper Kotkaniemi.
He's actually going to be scratched tonight.
He is going to be scratched.
According to Walt Ruff.
Oh, well, Walt, we love Walt.
Mark Jankowski.
And
former Calgary Flame.
Yeah, so Kotkaniemi had been scratched for the first 3 games out of the break, but played on Wednesday against Vancouver. He's had a tough time finding his footing in this year, especially. So, then otherwise, Eric Robinson and William Carey on the wings there. Defensively, again, you look at the D-core. It's a pretty darn good defensive group. Jacob Slavin with Jalen Chatfield. Keandre Miller with Sean Walker, and Shane Gossesberer with the rookie, who's not so young, but he is a rookie, Alexander Nikishin. So that's your Hurricanes lineup. Again, there's just balance all over.
They're deep, and when you got Gostisbehere, moves the puck well, dangerous offensively on the third pairing. And you take a look at that third line, too, as far as Nikolai Ehlers, their big offseason signing 2 years ago, perhaps, or was it just last?
Just this last
offseason. Like, he's just always been a dangerous player against the Oilers, and to have him on the third line, that's a deep team.
A lot of people in the chat happy not to see Bussi tonight, and I'm kind of with them.
Yeah,
I'll take Freddie Anderson. I'll see what he's got.
I'm not a big Bussi guy.
No.
Bussi guy.
Bussi.
Menzies bankroll. Bordzy again. Scratch it out if you missed it. He's been dealt to Leafs Nation, and we're taking over at least for tonight. But of course, Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Use the code NATION when you sign up, and that'll be a benefit to you there. So I don't obviously normally cook up the parlays here. That's Bordsy's call, but I got a juicy one here, and that's plus 600. Okay, first of all, I'm taking the total over.
Yep.
Look, the Oilers have played in 11 straight games that have been at 7 goals or more.
Yeah.
You rattled it off.
Yeah.
Goals are being scored. Goals are being put in their net, too. So I'm going to ride the streak and say, why is that going to stop tonight? I don't think Evan Bouchard shooting the puck is going to stop tonight either.
No.
So I got Bouchard over his shot total. And I mentioned Roslovic. I think if this second line is going to create offense, and I expect them to, Roslovic's going to chime in there. You get the most value at plus 160 for that of that line. You smush all those three together in a parlay, that's plus 600.
Wow. That is, I like them. I like all three of them. If I was going to pick one that would, most definite, I like the Jack Roslovic one. Like you said, that second line has been buzzing. And with Jack Roslovic, I think over the last 4 games, he's only got a goal, but he's very streaky. And isn't this his former team?
It sure is.
Yeah.
It sure is.
He's going to step up to the occasion against his former team here.
Revenge.
There's a reason why Jack Roslovic was the thumbnail today. I like boost shots. I agree with you. I think he's going to keep hammering. And I think with, I was going to say Charlie Murphy. Conor Murphy!
I've been saying that the entire time.
It'd been fighting it. With Conor Murphy, I think he's going to let loose a little bit at times. So, boost shots, I think.
Yeah, I've given out this over 6.5 goals now on 3 different shows, so I'm petrified that this is going to be finally the Oilers dial in defensively. It's a 2-1 game. Watch it happen. That'll be the thing that that screws me out of here. My favorite addition to the show now has been our wheel. The wheel tells us. Now, Roslovic kind of started all this. I had a hunch the Ducks game. I believe it was. Roslovic first goal at 22-1. He scored 13 seconds into that. That has now created the wheel for our first goal scorer and our anytime goal scorer. And, of course, we have new names to add here to the first goal scorer list, and it would be so fitting if one of these new names were picked. But let the wheel decide here. As Sergeant Battle says, the wheel is just Brett.
Hold on. We got to shuffle quick.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Give us a shuffle.
And now give me my line.
Brett, please spin the wheel. Here we go.
Push, get over. All right.
Bordzy.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't hate that. Let me
Bordzy's
see right now
alright.
on Bet365 what that will be, because you got to get this stuff in quick. We're only a couple minutes away from puck drop here. Oh, man. I'm
Bordzy,
not quick with this.
First goal isn't bad, though.
I
no.
like taking the middle six guys
Yeah.
for the first goal, because you can typically get some pretty good value on them. So
Yep.
my navigation of this site is not good. Here it is. Plus 3,000.
Oh!
Plus 3,000. So I think we're going to spend a couple bucks on that. And now our anytime goal scorer here again.
All right.
Just,
Removing.
yeah.
Going to shuffle real quick.
Quick shuffle.
All right. Here comes our anytime goal
Just an
scorer.
anytime.
Give me my line.
Brett, please spin the wheel.
Spin that shit. Spin, DJ, spin that shit. Oh.
Henrique.
That's the second time we've gotten Rico.
Oh, you don't sound super thrilled with that. You don't sound thrilled with fate and chance that the wheel has provided us. Henrique, look, we're gonna get tremendous odds.
When was his last goal?
October 23rd
Good.
was his last
There's a
goal.
will, there's a way.
That was
There's a will, there's a grace.
and this can't be right. Anytime goal is only plus 650.
What?
Well, hey, you guys said or whoever was at the brunch for Ben, and I know Reese, if he's still in here, took credit for this, getting everyone on the train for the
Freddie
Frederick
train,
goal.
yeah.
So look, it might not be
No.
sexy all the time.
I was confident. I picked Frederick as my anytime goal scorer, and I was confident he was going to do it. I'm gonna pick another one too. I'm gonna go
okay.
Colton Dach.
No, don't do
Do it,
it.
Colton Dach.
I
man.
feel like he's
He's gonna get hard on the forecheck, free a puck up. Henrique's gonna get puck to him. He's gonna tap it in.
You're fallen victim. Because it's Jason Dickinson. Let's go.
Let's
Find
go.
Will.
Let's go. Yeah, score predictions for the night. We're just here under the wire. Any thoughts? Score predictions tonight, Ben?
You know what? Because the over, I'm gonna say 5-3 the Oilers.
5-3 Oilers.
5-2 Jason Dickinson.
I'm trying to remember what I picked on O&R today, and it was an Oilers loss.
Whoa, you don't say that.
Yeah, I know.
Say that.
But I had us winning in Vegas, and the streak ending. I remember I had 3-2 over Vegas in overtime on Sunday. But what I picked for this. So you know what I'll do? I'll do it the 2 Mutts way. 6-3 Oilers. Oilers win tonight, baby. You heard it here first.
You can never be wrong if you say everything at the same time.
That's right. So there you go. The wheel. Oh, no. Did they lock me out? I didn't get the Henrique. No, Henrique.
Damn it.
What a shame.
Oh, darn. Well, there you go. All right. So we'll root for the first goal there for but Colson playing on that third line. It's 7 p.m. Any closing final remarks here, Bangs?
Good ad reads,
Oh,
Menzies.
thank you.
Killed it.
It's amazing what a guy can do with a script. And the script provided. Great stuff. Of course, Pregaming is a presentation brought to you by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The three of us will be joining you immediately after the conclusion here of this Oilers Hurricanes contest. we're hopeful. Let's sweep the 2-game homestand and have the good vibes continue on the road. But After Dark will join you right after the game. For Brett, for Bangs, I'm Michael Menzies. See you after.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you enjoyed today's episode of Oilers Nation every day, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube to not miss any of our content. We got you covered from interviews, insight, analysis, everything you need to stay up to date on everything around the team. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video.